Check ultimateguard.com and find premium quality products for your favorite trading card game. Check video description or visit Ultimate Guard for more. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at the deck for the standard format, and this time I'm taking a closer look at the Zoroark, Yanmega BREAK, and Zebstrika. So, very popular low-cost attackers in this build. So the first one is the Zoroark. Zoroark also have a stand-in ability, which says that once in your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you might switch this Pokemon with one of your active Pokemons, which is just good. You can just stand in, and with the Float Stone, you can retreat to another attacker, for example. Good thing also about this Pokemon is it has weakness, resistance -20 on the Psychics. Unfortunately, weakness on the Fightings, but Fightings are not that popular in the standard format. 3 retreat cost, and with the Mind Jack for double Colorless energy, it can strike for 10 plus 30 more for each of your opponent benched Pokemon. So let's say our opponent have in play, I should say, 5 Pokemons. That's 160. With Giovanni's scheme, we can go for 180 for the single double Colorless energy, which is just perfect. 2 copies of Zoroark and 2 copies of Zorua in this build. Also, 2 copies of the Shaymin with the setup and Sky Return. We can even return the Shaymin with the double Colorless energy back into our hand. 4 copies of each Yanma, Yanmega, and 3 copies of Yanmega BREAK. Yanmega has the ability Sonic Vision, which says that if you have exactly 4 cards in your hand, you can ignore all energies in the attack cost of each of these Pokemon's attack. What does that mean? Actually, that means that we can just pretty much, with the Judge in play, get ourselves down to 4 cards and basically attack for free. Either way, for Assault Beam, for 50 or 120 if our opponent has any tool cards attached, or with Yanmega BREAK for 100 and pretty much be unaffected by any other effect of our opponent Pokemon in play, which is just great. On the other side, 2 copies of Blitzle and 2 copies of Zebstrika to counter those popular Yveltals and Yveltal EXs, because with the Crushing Bolt, we can just strike for 110 because Yveltals has resistance -20 on those fighting Pokemons, and yeah, that's just pretty much it. Crushing Bolt for double Colorless energy for 220. Even with the Fighting Fury Bell, they cannot survive, so that's just amazing in my opinion. All of these Pokemons, except for the Yanmega and Yanmega BREAK, can use attack for pretty much free. I mean, just a single double Colorless energy, that's just very cheap. I mean, if you don't have double Colorless energy, we can attack with Yanmega and Yanmega BREAK. If our opponent have Garbodor in play, we can just knock out Garbodor with the Mind Jack, or either way, 2 times attacking with the Crushing Bolt, because Garbodor does not have that resistance -20 on the on those fighting Pokemons. In addition to that, I decided to take 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer. I feel Enhanced Hammer is a very good card in the standard form because pretty much every deck, every popular deck, has at least 2 copies of special energies. I mean, Greninja BREAK run special energies, splash energies. Now, Lugia and Giratina has those double Colorless, double Dragon energies. Same thing for the Yveltal. So yeah, pretty much with Enhanced Hammer, we can just take a good advantage. A single Escape Rope can easily be replaced with the second Lysandre. I doubt a lot of time should I play 2 copies of Lysandre without Escape Rope, just because in situations against Yveltal with Garbodor in play, a Lysandre can help a lot. So second Lysandre in that case makes sense a lot. So if you play somewhere where a lot of people actually run Garbodors, you should definitely go with 2 copies of Lysandres. That's my advice. But on the other side, with Escape Rope, for example, you can force your opponent to promote Shaymin in front, and we can go with the Barrier Break for 100 and Giovanni's scheme for 20 more and knock out that Shaymin for 2 prize cards, which is just perfect in my opinion. In addition to that, 2 copies of Level Ball, because, you know, we have plenty of Pokemon that can be pulled out from the deck with the Level Ball. It can be Zorua, it can be Yanma, it can be Blitzle. A copy of Special Charge to recycle 2 copies of double Colorless energies back into deck, 1 copy of Super Rod, and that's pretty much it from those tech cards. I'm running also 4 copies of Ultra Ball, 4 copies of Trainers Mails, and 4 V Seekers. This deck list does not include Puzzle of Times, so yeah, pretty much Puzzle of Time should be great card, but unfortunately I cannot fit 4 more copies of Puzzle of Time to have even more different options to use. I mean, I can always remove, for example, one line of the Blitzle and Zebstrika, remove also maybe one Enhanced Hammer, and maybe go with one copy of Level Ball, and then have space for 4 copies of Puzzle of Time. So I can have plenty of different options, but in my opinion, I feel much comfortable running 2 copies of Blitzle and Zebstrika, especially for those matchups against annoying Friday Night Eveltals. On the other side, also from supporter line, 1 copy of Giovanni scheme. It can add 20 damage or draw cards that I have 5 in my hand. 2 copies of Judge, very important, very good disruptive cards also for our opponent. I mean, we can judge him down turn 1 to 4 and basically be able to attack with Sonic Vision, which is just perfect. Also, 1 copy of Lysandre, as I mentioned earlier. I would love to have 2, but it is how it is. 2 copies of N, you know, just in case one is prized, we can take the advantage of the other one. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, discard, hand, draft 7, and then 4 stadium cards. This time I decided to go with 3 Parallel City, with 3 Forest of the Giant Plant, so I can have the Rapid Evolution turn 1, or the turn when I play my Yanma into Yanmega BREAK. But also 1 copy of Parallel City. Parallel City, very good card because it can help me to get rid of 2 of my Shaymin from play. And this is the most important thing. Once I can set up, I can just turn 2, for example, play my Parallel City, remove both Shaymin from play, and then turn after that just play another Force of the Giant Plant and have 2 more bench space on the bench. Even Super Rod, Shaymin's back, and be able to Ultra Ball them again. So in my opinion, that's just very good. 2 copies of Float Stones, you know, just in case one is prized, so we can just stand in, retreat for free, and 4 copies of those double Colorless energies, so we can have pretty much energies for the Mind Jack or for the Crushing Bolt, but even for the Assault Beam or Barrier Break in case our opponent actually have that annoying Garbodor or Hex Maniac in play. So in my opinion, deck is very good. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see how the deck will perform in the game, so see you there. Okay guys, so I lost the coin flip and I'm probably gonna start second here. Alright, so if I start with my Yanma in the front, I can definitely get the advantage of maybe even being able to attack my opponent on my turn 1. So I'm gonna put my Yanma on the bench. No Shaymin for me, definitely. I mean, I can't put him on the bench. Oh, it's a Ninjask on the other side with the Mew. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very, very interesting. Shaymin for 2. Alright. Set up for 2. And 1 N. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with that, to be honest. I'm definitely fine with that. Blitzle, Zebstrika, Trainers Mail, well, I can put my Blitzle on the bench all night long for that Shaymin, I guess. What the heck was that? Energy Rest. Okay, interesting. Let's first see what we can find with the Trainers Mail. Trainers Mail just for another N. Alright. Alright, so I guess I want to have less cards in my hand, so I can play that N and get greater chance to hit Force of the Giant Plant and Yanmega, and I managed to hit both of these cards, so I can simply get myself down to 4 and be able to attack his Ninkata here with my Assault Beam for 50 and take first prize, which is definitely good. So first prize for me, which is another Professor Sycamore. On the other side I have 2 V Seekers in my hand, so I'm definitely thinking about fighting somehow that Zoroark. Oh, Enhanced Hammer, okay, that's nice. A Trainer's Mail. Alright, so Shedinya, Hopeless Scream, very powerful, very powerful attack. It does 50 damage times the amount of damage counters on your Pokemon. So you can actually have 2 Rainbow Energies and go for 100. That's just a lot of damage counters. Oh, another N. Thanks a lot, friend. That helps me a lot, to be honest. Another Blitzle, another Yanmega. I really like the fact that I also have Enhanced Hammer sitting in my hand, so I can just get rid of one of my opponent's Rainbow Energies, but the fact is that he actually does not have so far Rainbow Energy, but if he can get one, he can just knock out my Yanmega here easily. for 110, so I hope he does not have Rainbow Energy in his hand. Oh, Shaymin for 6, okay. Shaymin for 6, so it's gonna be very, very tough. I definitely need my Zoroark. So far I see Metal Energy, but Metal Energy can actually copy that Hopeless Scream. Really it can't, because it just requires any energy to be used. So yeah, he can go for 110 and knock out my Yanmega, unfortunately. Just for this, oh yeah, just for the 60, because he have only 10 damage counters. Whew, I survived. Yeah, I'm happy. I survived. Level Ball for that Zorua, definitely. After that, I'm gonna put also my another Blitzle on the bench, because he have plenty of Shaymins in play. So why I wouldn't do that? I don't see a reason why I wouldn't do that. N for 6, and I still need to have 2 cards available to play this turn. Actually 1, because I have 5 prize cards left. There's Float Stone, so yeah, I can take the advantage of using my Assault Beam for 120, since he have that Fighting Fury Belt attached on the Mew. I would like to have something like the Rattata as a secret tech inside, because I would right now be able to play, for example, at the beginning of my turn Rattata from my hand to get rid of his tool and knock out his Mew, for example. That would be so brilliant. On the other side, I have very nice cards in my hand. I can play them all. I can play my Zoroark into my Zorua, I can use Enhanced Hammer in case he attached Rainbow Energy, I can play Super Rod and recycle my resources back into my deck, and then I can also play the Seeker for N. So he managed to knock me out here. That was just normal thing to see. Oh, I can't evolve my Yanmega into my Zoroark. Nope. I simply cannot do that. So 1 copy of Super Rod. And his hand is a very big, but I'm thinking about Sycamore for 7. I don't know why, but I'm gonna play my Sycamore for 7. Okay, so there is 1 copy of Zebstrika. There is also 1 copy of Yanmega Break, and I still need to play 1 card from my hand to be able to knock out his Mew. It's definitely going to be a Special Charge, so I can recycle that double course energy back into my deck, and then I can just knock him out with my Barrier Break for 100. There we go. 2 prize cards more for me. For next turn I have Shaymin for the setup, I have Giovanni Scheme for extra 20 damage, I also have Ultra Ball and another Shaymin and an Enhanced Hammer, so probably I'm going to be able to knock out his Mew without too much problems. Because with the Mind Check, I can attack for 130 so far. If he decides, okay, there's a VC probably for another M. So, and down to 3. Alright, and down to 3, so I'm going to have only 3 cards in my hand. Still something like the Sycamore might be good. Definitely. 2 Judges and Zebstrika. Not that bad, I guess. The question is, will he find energy? Yes, he will, but that's just the water energy, and Hopeless Scream can go for 100, which means that I can survive for like a 1 more turn. And the best thing is that I have a Trainers Mail here and Zebstrika, so definitely I'm gonna play Trainers Mail, and I can play Lysandre, but I don't want to do that yet, so I'm just gonna play my Zebstrika and Judge and knock out his Mew, go down to 1 prize, and pretty much hope to get Lysandre for the victory. Oh, I also have double course energy, so definitely looks promising. Barrier Break for 100. Mew, it's gonna be right now knocked out. I have 6 cards in my hand, so he definitely needs to get that V-Seeker for N or another N from his hand to put me down to 1 card, because I'm definitely in a huge advantage. I only need to knock out one of his EXs remaining. Either way, it can be Mew, it can be Shaymin, so it really doesn't matter too much. Trainer's Mail, let's see if we can find that V-Seeker for another N. Nope, just a Special Charge. Alright. Just a Special Charge and the Fighting Fury Belt. Okay, this will change things a little bit. And Professor Sycamore, okay, so GG. So that's definitely a GG, because I have Lysandre double course energy for his Shaymin on the bench, and I can took the last prize, but I can even knock out either way a Ninkata or Shedinja and get the last prize. So hope to screen for 110. But to be honest, I have enough damage counters even to knock out his Mew here. But let's just see how easily Zebstrika can knock out, for example, his Shaymin on the bench with Crushing Bolt. It can be Crushing Bolt for 220 just like that. So those Shaymins in the Weltals cannot be hidden from Zebstrika Crushing Bolt, because Crushing Bolt can destroy them so easily. Okay guys, so let's do this. Starting second against my opponent, who played probably Mega Gardevoir. There is already one copy of Hoopa EX in play. So basically I have Parallel City, but I simply cannot afford myself to play Parallel City turn 1, because if I play turn 1 Parallel City I cannot evolve into my Mega. So I would like to get with my Trainers Mail something like Level Ball, so I can Level Balls for Zorua, attach one double course energy on it, Shaymin for the setup, and then maybe find a couple more resources and get myself in a situation where I can just evolve. There is Ultra Ball, Lysandre and another Ultra Ball discarded, probably for Shaymin. This is going to be a huge setup of 5 more cards on the other side for my opponent. Alright, and Gardevoir Spirit Link. So 2 Spirit Links already in play. And 1 Shauna for 5. Okay, interesting thing that he decided to play Shauna instead of the N. My turn. That's okay. Okay, not bad top deck, it's a Yanma. So I have at least 2 Yanmas in play. Trainer's Mail for Professor Sycamore. So I guess I'm gonna grab that. Yeah, probably Shaymin just for 1. Let's see what we can find with Shaymin for 1. Probably not too much. But yeah, it is how it is. Just a Float Stone. Shaymin for 1 more. I don't think that's gonna happen. I simply don't think that's gonna happen. I can at least try to maybe Sky Return this Shaymin on the bench. Let's go just with another setup to see what can I find here. Level Ball is a good card because it will allows me to get a Zorua. There we go. So I can also have Zorua in play. With the Trainer's Mail, maybe I can find even Ultra Ball. That would be nice. Yep, there we go. But I also need Forest of the Giant Plant. So, yeah. Okay. Let's better grab that Forest of the Giant Plant, put it into play, and then just Sycamore for 7. If I can strike with my Shaymin turn 1 and put it back into my hand, I'm gonna be more than happy, to be honest. And looks like I can do that, so why I wouldn't do that? I mean, I can also go with my Assault Beam, but somehow I think it's more important to just, you know, get back that Shaymin from the bench, because it's at some point of the game is going to be easy to prize knockout for my opponent, so I simply don't want to do that. I can promote my Yanmega in the front right now. Next turn I can have Float Stone and double course energy attached down to my Zorua, and I can Judge for 4 and just go with my Assault Beam for 50. On the other side, he will have plenty of different options, adding those energies. Oh, there's one copy of Hex-Maniac, very nice, so that means that I can't also set up my Shaymin. So yeah, first Hex-Maniac played for my opponent. At least I have for a treat, so I don't need to worry too much. Especially if I can find myself Zoroark. So let's just go with that Judge. Yep, of course I want to play Judge, I don't have another option. Alright, so I misses the opportunity here to basically get get myself Zoroark, so I can't simply knock out his Xerneas in this situation, but okay, that is how it is. I mean, I could also just attach double course energy down to my Shaymin on the bench and Sky Return. I didn't want to do that yet. I was hoping to find that that Zoroark, so I can just knock out his Xerneas and leave him without that Geomancy in play, but at the end that didn't happen. At least for the next turn I have Giovanni scheme, which will definitely allows me to drop cards until I have 5 into my hand. And maybe even find that Yanmega break so I can just go for 100 damage with my barrier break, so I can knock out also his Xerneas and take my first prize. It's gonna be painful definitely to one-hit knock out his Mega Gardevoir. I mean, it's gonna be just nightmare to one-hit knock out his Mega Gardevoir. I simply cannot one-hit knock out his Mega Gardevoir, but I can do my best. Let's see what is the top deck. Top deck is a Super Rod, so I guess I can play that Super Rod. But first I'm gonna play Giovanni scheme and drop cards till I have 5, then I can play Super Rod. Or I can just play my Yanmega break, to be honest, which sounds like a better idea. Or I can even, yeah, I have plenty of options here to do. I can first Ultra Ball for the Shaymin and drop a couple more resources, but then if I miss opportunity to get, okay, never mind. I'm going to use my barrier break this turn for 100, and next turn I'm going to knock him out with my Zoroark, so I can then play Super Rod and Ultra Ball to set up my Shaymin and also have a Level Ball for that Yanma on the bench. Somehow I feel that's much smarter. But on the other side, if he can pull something like Fairy Drop, then I can just probably smile and not be able to do anything. So there's another Mega Gardevoir. The good thing is, after I knock out his Mega Gardevoir, he's gonna lose 90 damage counters, which is a lot of damage counters. Okay, V Seeker for for the Professor Sycamore. Okay, for the second I thought it's gonna be V Seeker for Hex Maniac. I'm definitely in a very comfortable position because he simply needs to grab 5 more prize cards after this turn 4, where on the other side I just need to knock out 2 of his Mega Gardevoirs and that's just gonna be it. He's gonna be without resources. This Super Rod at this moment sitting in my hand is just gonna be a very big deal. 180 with that barrier, with that brilliant arrow, so 3 energies for him in play, that's 90 damage. Oh, what a nice top deck that was. First gonna play my Super Rod. Alright, so what else should I recycle? I guess one more Yanma, definitely. And then I can just Ultra Ball for Level Ball and for that Shaymin, so I can have 6 new cards in my hand, and hopefully that very important Zoroark, so I can just knock out his Mega Gardevoir and took first 2 prize cards here. Alright, there is Zoroark, which is great. There is also Yanmega break. But I don't know if I even want to play it right now. Yes, let's just go with the Yanmega break right now. I totally forget I'm gonna knock him out and took 2 prize cards here. After that, Ultra Ball, you know, just to see what else I have left in my deck. Alright, I can get myself another Zoroark, put it into play. So I have right now second Zoroark and the Mind Jack, which is gonna be enough for the knockout 140. So that's 2 prize cards for me, and I pulled Judge and Sycamore. Not bad. I mean, I can definitely judge my opponent next turn down to 4 cards because his hand is just very huge. I know that he have Mega Turbo, so he can play Mega Turbo, get energy, and pretty much strike for 120. Alright, another Mega Gardevoir for him, and the Super Rod, probably for those energies. He definitely needs them. Alright, I still need to pull 4 more prize cards. I mean, I see my opportunity in that Shaymin on the bench. After I manage to knock out his Mega Gardevoir in the active position, I just need after that to knock out his Shaymin on the bench, and that's just gonna be it. So there's Lysandre down to my Shaymin, and he wants to knock out my Shaymin for 2 prize cards. Okay, Brilliant Arrow for the knockout, 150. Yep, that's just huge disadvantage. That's the bad side of this deck, when your opponent can just Lysandre your Shaymin. I can't complain against that top deck. I mean, it's a N and I can put him down to 2 cards, and if he misses opportunity to get V-Seeker, then the game can be closely to the over. Mind Jack, unfortunately, for 140, but the question is, does he have V-Seeker in his hand? Can he get the Lysandre for the knockout against my Shaymin on the bench? Trainers Mail, top 4 cards will be revealed. Will there be a V-Seeker? Nope, it's gonna be just N. Okay, whew. One more energy, and N. Okay, so he N himself down to 2. I'm again down to 4, and I have double course energy, Enhanced Hammer, Brilliant Arrow for the knockout, of course. Good thing is that right now I can just knock him out with my Yanmega Break, and still he needs just a energy. So I'm gonna put my double course energy onto my Zoroark. Since I have 4 cards in my hand, I can simply use my Barrier Break, I can use my Assault Beam, really doesn't matter, both attacks will just knock out his Gardevoir. And the question right now is, who have V-Seeker in hand? If my opponent have access to the V-Seeker or Mega Turbo Energy, he can knock out my Mega Break because it's 140. If he does not have the access to the V-Seeker, then I can actually perform the V-Seeker for the Lysandre and knock out his Shaymin. But there we go, there is 1 copy of Max Elixir, and he actually had that energy, so he can just get 30 extra damage and knock out my Yanmega for 150 and took his last prize. Unfortunately, that Shaymin on the bench, I was not able to get rid of it with the Pearl City earlier, so that was definitely a huge disadvantage for me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. So till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.